And also KATO, man. He put KATO in the song too, man.
Well, how can you not? He was a real nigga.
Right.
You cannot. I mean,
but the whole thing, the Tupac song when he mentioned KATO.
This is the story of Big KATO from out the Imperial Village Crips, who was also down with Thug Life. Tupac mentioned him in a lot of songs, and we go get into his story real quick. You know, so this is a tragic case of a Crip who was killed, murdered by a young teenager, Lil Raz, specifically at the Rolling 60s. The same dude y'all hear him go in on Big U. Sometimes he goes in on Brick Baby, even 600 too. But you know, this is the case with KATO, y'all. So let's go get right into it. Now, KATO was a straight soldier, a straight Crip from out the Imperial Village, IVC. And Tupac took a liking to him because of how real he was. He didn't rap or any of that, but he was just a real dude. And Tupac took a liking to him. Now, we first heard of KATO and his story as far as how he died when Mopreme Shakur had did an interview. Now, Mopreme said he was killed by a 14-year-old over a lowrider. And we gonna get into the exact details later on in the video. But this is what Mopreme said, y'all.
KATO, rest in peace, Big KATO. When Pac started doing films, when he had multiple films to do lined up, we moved to Los Angeles. When we moved to Los Angeles, we connected with people that we had, been put in contact with, close friends and allies of the family. My man, Big Surge, and Surge was best friends with Big Psych. Big Psych was best friends with Big KATO. And, you know, in the street, in the hood, there's a lot of lovable characters, and KATO was one of them, and Pop fell in love with him, and they got to hang out, they got close. A little hip-hop trivia, in the video, Gotta Get Mine with MC Breed and Pop, it's Psych, Pac, and KATO in that video. That's like one of the only videos he got to appear in before he was murdered by a 14-year-old kid for a lowrider.
Now, mental illness was another dude, another Crip out of the Imperial Village that was real close to KATO, to Pac. And Pac would also mention him in a couple of songs. And also, you know, according to another Thug Life IVC member, Manook, KATO's funeral, or Mento, one of the two, that was the first funeral that Pac ever went to. So that's why they left a great impression on him.
Last night I made history. I killed 50 people that didn't do to me. Don't ask why. No, I wasn't high. Just mad at the world, so I had to die. Can't be faded. I'm more than gang affiliated. Only fear of death is coming back reincarnated. I had it hard in the world, call me off guard.
as you see, he talked about him a lot.
Yeah.
You know, him and KATO. They, you know what I'm saying? Both of them was good people.
Right.
And he seen that in them. And even though they was only around for a very short period of time in Pac's life, they both made a very big impression on him. He started, not saying imitate him, but started, you know, I would say making Mento style fashionable. I would go with that. Style that made it fashionable. See, Mento was just gang banged out.
Right.
Mento, or was it KATO? I don't know which one it was. I don't know if it was Mento or KATO, but Pac had never even went to a funeral before one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, man.
So we gonna get into what really happened to KATO and how he got killed by Lil Raz, the Rolling 60 Crip. Now, Wack 100 had put out there, you know, that Lil Raz was the dude who had killed KATO. And this is what Wack said, y'all.
They know what Raz do. You remember when Pac man KATO got killed? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Raz the nigga killed him. He the one with himself for the murder.
Raz?
Pyro. They know what Raz do. They know what Loose Cannon do. They know what I do. Certain niggas do this. They know he not finna go playing with Raz. Raz went to the penitentiary Nigga caught a manslaughter for killing Kato. Why they take my man Kato? Tell me, Lord, why you take Big Kato? So confused now. Why they take my man Kato? Yo, Rob made him one laid that nigga down.
Let me play the context of who he is. Let me play a little bit of this clip.
Now, y'all heard what Wack said. You know, he explains how Lil Raz was the dude who ended up killing KATO for the Rolling 60s. But in another video that was made about KATO online on YouTube, a member from the IVC who had left a comment explained the whole story. So I'm going to read what he said in his comment, which was quite long, but he broke down the whole situation with KATO. You know, his name is Raymond Brown. He goes on to say, I'm going to try to address this, but keep my emotions out of my comment. I'm from IVC, raised by Big KATO and Lil KATO. Shout out to the youngster doing this channel. A few mistakes here and there, but on point. KATO and Mento were full-time bangers. Rest up to both. KATO was having an issue with a younger dude in his 60s. Wasn't over no street beef. Raz was 16 and in a couple of my classes at Crenshaw. He used to stop by the homie house to holler at his daughter. KATO was trying to keep her from getting into boys at a young age. That's where they bumped heads. This particular Easter morning, KATO was in the driveway messing with his lowrider. He had just ran Raz off. Whatever KATO said made cuz go get a blower, a gun. We all know what happened next. Raz didn't go over there to get it cracking. It wasn't a robbery plot, it was reactionary. KATO wasn't scared of nothing. That's what ultimately forced dude's hand. Once the homie fell, he jumped in the lowrider and pushed off. I still believe to this day, had he known the homie was from IVC, that entire situation would never have happened. A lot of bodies dropped in that situation. Did neither of our sections no good. 1993 was a bad year for us. Coincidentally, that's the same year Mento passed away. It's our story and nobody can change it. Somebody asked what happened to Mento. KATO passed in April. In August, on the way to the homies, dudes had spotted Mento at the light on Crenshaw and Imperial and hopped out on him. Mento wasn't ducking no smoke. He rode around with blue rags tied to his rearview mirrors. He never seen it coming until bro was all the way up on the car. Mento threw up his set and cuz opened fire. The homie died with a couple of fingers shot off. Talking about them days still burn, but nothing more painful than having to look at my homie's son. He was only a few months old when this happened. He, just like a lot of us, don't understand why we talking about this 32 years later. I understand the clout chasing, but we can't lose the respect and integrity that made us. So there y'all go, man. You know, that's really what happened to KATO. So I guess Raz was trying to speak to KATO's daughter, who was underage, I believe, even though Raz was 16. So, you know, KATO's daughter could have been 13, 14, who knows. And KATO was trying to keep Raz away. So one day, Raz pushed up on, I guess, KATO or KATO's daughter. And KATO might have said something to him that was maybe disrespectful or something. And that's what made Raz, who was 16 at the time, from Rolling 60s, get a gun and come back and shoot and kill KATO. So, you know, the initial rumor out there was that KATO died for his lowrider, which had datum rims on it, you know, which everybody was saying that's what happened. You know, I guess Psych had did an interview online where, you know, it was an article saying how he died for his datum rims, but that's the real story according to Raymond Brown from IVC, who left a comment. So KATO was trying to keep his daughter away from Raz, and Raz didn't know that KATO was from IVC, because if he did, he would have took it that far. And of course, Raymond Brown said how a lot of bodies dropped in that war between IVC and Rolling 60s. Now, Raz is also somebody from the 60s CRIP who has issues with Big U. You know, this is a picture with him, with Big U. But, you know, he's been going in hard on Big U, just like Loose Cannon was. He also goes hard on Brick Baby. And occasionally he goes in on 600. Now, when he went in on Big U, he called Big U all kinds of names, calling him a snitch, a rat. But this is one person that Big U does not disrespect. We heard when Wack and 600 and all these guys call out Big U. Big U says it's on sight when he sees those guys or whatever. But I guess because Lil Raz is a real Rolling 60 Crip, Big U has nothing to say. After even he disrespected Big U, you know, this dude said nothing. This was what Big U said about Lil Raz after Lil Raz called him out.
I mean, he's not
that nigga don't want no problem with Raz. No, it's the reason.
How credible is Rose to?
He don't want no, listen. You notice when they told Big U, when he was in that room, it's a nigga in Wack room named Lil Raz saying this, that, and the other. That nigga say, I ain't got no problems with Raz. I don't know why. He didn't say nothing about Raz is this, he ain't that, he's a bitch. Because once again, they know what Raz do. No problem with Raz. Raz don't have no problem with me. Period. I don't know what's going on with all of these dudes, but I'm gonna problem with Raz. I don't know nothing bad about Raz. I can't say nothing bad about Raz.
Now that's kind of strange coming from Big U, because Big U says himself, you know, anybody that disrespects his name, he's gonna disrespect him to the fullest.
All I got to say on that, ain't no nigga, I'm not fucking with no nigga disrespect me, my nigga. Come see me in my face. Ain't cool with no nigga disrespecting my name.
Seems like RODZAY is a somebody from the Rolling 60s CRIP that Big U want no problems with. But let me know what y'all think, man, about the story of KATO and how he really passed away. You know, breaking down the details of how he really passed. KATO, you know, member of Thug Life, IVC, very close to Pac. That was the story of KATO. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Peace.